Fantastical Parade is coming right around the corner, and I cooked up 15 decks that I am excited to try, and you all should too. And the best part about this is, let me know in the comment sections how you would mess around with any of these decks, because that is the best part of deck crafting. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into our first one. We are looking at Mega Gardevoir here with 2 Ralts, 1 Kirlia, 2 Mega Guardies, with 2 Mewtwo EXs, 1 Mew EX, 1 red card, 2 rare candies, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, and 2 Peculiar Plaza. You gotta use the new stadium cards, right? We're running all psychic. Get that free switches as much as you want to, therefore you can keep the energies on your Pokemon as needed. You can also now really take advantage of Mewtwo EX. For 4 energy, you're attacking for 150. For 2 energy, you're attacking for 50. But the main hitter of that 150 move, you do have to discard 2 energy. So your Mega Gardevoir can absolutely like set up here in terms of attacking like twice into the Mewtwo EX, giving you 6 energy. So that way you can then hit twice in a row with your 150 damage attacking move without having to worry about the discard, because you go from 6 to 4 being able to attack again. Peculiar Plaza ensures that your Mewtwo EX gets to kind of be the tank of this deck and then rotate out for free without attaching any energy to it, and therefore getting your Mega Gardevoir EX online. I really do like the inclusion of Mew EX in this deck. That way it can serve as a tech card, really, right? Like all it takes is 1 1 Mega Gardevoir EX proc here. You throw 2 on there and throw 1 on the Mewtwo EX and then ramp up Mewtwo EX from there. And now your Mew EX is online to really just kind of like combat anything that comes up front, being able to attack that way. So being able to turn that around on your opponent and then being able to do some massive damage while also still doing really good damage with your Mega Gardevoir EX. There's a lot of answers that you have already in this deck that I really like to see. This Mega Gardevoir EX deck is going to feature Giratina, and I love the fact that I can run a baby Giratina without feeling bad. So we are running 2 Ralts, 1 Kirlia, 2 Mega Gardevoir EX, 2 Giratina EX, 1 non-EX Giratina, 2 rare candy, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, and 2 Rocky Helmets. Now, what's great about non-EX Giratina is that for 3 energy, you're attacking for 70, so you don't have to worry about your Oricorio matchup at all in this deck. And then, anytime that there's any energy on this Pokemon, you can retreat for free. Giratina generates its own energy, so it can retreat at any point into your Mega Gardevoir and be fine, because Mega Gardevoir is just going to give that energy back up. You're not at a loss, because Giratina, on if you're going first, attaches the energy. Now that second energy can retreat, you're all set. Going second, you can attach the energy and then generate. Now you have the 2 energy, and then you can focus on building up your Mega Gardevoir as well too. So that's also all set. So there's lots of ways of being able to retreat without having the need of Peculiar Plaza in this deck, but still get yourself right back online with Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir allows you to enable both Giratinas for what you need, which is awesome. So I really love the 2 twins Giratina in this, because you're hitting hard. You have your 130, which we know Giratina in of itself is able to do that, and finish off a lot of these mons. And then you have your Mega Guardi, who's attaching for 130. So now you can actually have 2 Giratinas online with your Mega Gardevoir and not feel bad at all. I really do like the Rocky Helmet insertion in this deck, just to ensure that you really are chipping away at your opponent's health, so that way you can either finish off with a second Giratina hit or a second Mega Gardevoir hit, so that way you don't have to really worry too much about what your opponent is doing. Now, here for Mega Gardevoir, we have the Immortal Dusknoir, Immortal Mega Gardevoir deck, right? Featuring Dusknoir. So 2 Ralts, 1 Kirlia, 2 Mega Gardevoir, 2 Duskull, 1 Dusclops, 2 Dusknoir, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Cyrus, 2 Copycats, 1 Cape. Name of the game, get a Mega Gardevoir up, get your 2 Dusknoirs there, and then that's really all you gotta do. Dusknoir hits 3 energy for 70, that's perfect because your Mega Gardevoir is going to be able to attach that with no problem. So being able to heal it up and then send in your Dusknoir to then get hit out and then go back in as well, there's a lot of different plays that you can do there. Continuously healing your Mega Gardevoir, and then once your Dusknoir is out to like that 20, 30, 40 HP is when you can easily switch in, switch out, let the Dusknoir take the hit. So therefore you're only taking 1 hit, or you're only losing 1 point while sending back in a full HP Mega Gardevoir. Like, that's like really nice, plus you get some chip damage, or you can instantly knock out your Dusknoir, let them have the point, but you're back on full HP. Having to deal with 210 HP, 1, 2, 3 times, so that's like 630 HP because of the double Dusknoir in here is really hard to get through, and that 2 energy for 110 damage is nothing to laugh at when it's coming at you multiple times without any way for you to get it like riddled down. Being able to giant cape this to make it 230 as well means that your opponent really has to knock you out or put you in range where like you're having the Dusknoirs go away per se, because if not, the cool part about Dusknoir's ability is that it can overcap. For example, if Dusknoir is down to 40 HP but you need to heal 100 HP for Mega Gardevoir, you will still heal that full 100 HP, knocking out the Dusknoir, but your Mega Gardevoir is back to that full health. So I'm excited to try this one especially out. And for our last Mega Gardevoir EX deck, we have a cook. So for this Mega Gardevoir EX, we're running just one line, Ralts, Kirlia, Mega Gardevoir EX, but we're running 2 Meloettas here, which is really cool to be able to do, because then we're going to get into Gengar EX with 2 of them, 2 Ghastlys, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Cyrus, 2 Copycats, and 1 Giant Cape. Now I said that the double Meloetta is really sweet here because its ability allows you to pull in 1 random Psychic Mon from your deck. So now you're thinning directly for just your Psychic Pokemon, so you can easily get into these Ghastlys or into your Kirlia line or into your Mega Gardevoir line, excuse me. You get into there, power up your Gengar EX, and then put your Gengar EX up front. Now there's no Cyrus in play, now there's no Sabrina in play, so you can whittle it down, wait till like they're low enough HP, or like get to like a lower HP with Mega Gardevoir, and then just send in your Gengar EX and shut down all supporters. That's awesome. Like, that's one of the things that like makes Gengar EX so good, but you're really worried about the damage output. But if we can get into that Gengar EX pretty quickly, because it's 3 energy to attack, we ramp up into it, sitting out there, we stop it, and now we don't have to worry about the energy because we have a ramp option. We don't have to worry about the search because we have the Meloetta who's thinning out our deck for us. So now we have Teemo Mask Ogerpon EX here with its ability Soothing Wind, allowing you to not be affected by any special conditions and healing from them for any energy type that you may have. It does not just have to be grass. And then for its move here, you have 2 energy for 60, but if you, between you and your opponent's active Pokemon, have 5 or more, then that means you can deal 120. The sweet spot here that you want to be at is at 4 energy, so that way your opponent has at least 1, and therefore you're able to attack. The idea behind this deck here, with our 2 Snivy, 2 Superior, 1 Celebi, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Red, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Ericas, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, and 2 Leaf Capes, is that you essentially only need to put 2 2 energy on TMS Orgapon, and then from there you need something else to absorb all of that energy. It hence comes in Celebi EX. By having your superior having that jungle totem where it stacks, you know, like 1 energy really counts for 2. By having those 2 energy on your TMS, that actually counts as 4, and now your move is live, and therefore everything else on Celebi is just going to be magic. Once your TMS Orgapon goes down, you then send up your Celebi that's just been racking up all of the energy, and then being able to swing for 200, 300, 400, 500 damage wherever the coins may lie. But by having that being doubled, you can really pack a punch with Orgapon and Celebi X really well. Having the Ericas just for extra heals, so that way you can continue to boost up and sustain while trying to find your pieces and or while powering up your Celebi. Having a leap keep there going from 130 to 160 is going to be massive, because 130 really can get knocked out pretty quickly, so just getting that extra 30 HP boost is going to be really key for this type of deck. Here we have this version of TMS Orgapon EX deck featuring Leafeon EX, and then we have 2 boosted evolutions. We have Kartana, 1 X Speed, 1 Pokemon Communication, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Ericas, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, and 2 Leafs. So you are trying to get your Eevee, boost the evolution up there on the front spot, and then attach your Leafeon EX, get that energy going for your Leafeon to then attack, and then from there, while you're chipping away at 70 damage, you're boosting up your TMS Orgapon with that extra energy to make sure that your move in large leaves, that does 120 now, because you have 4 energy by the time that's ready to go online. If you are starting off with Kartana, being able to deal 40 damage for just 1 energy is also a really strong backup plan. Having that leaf on there to go from 60 to 90 is also pretty sweet, but you really want to save these keeps for your TMS. It is your heavy damage dealer here, is able to hit for 120, so you want to kind of keep this thing alive as much as you can. But the 2 Ericas in here are meant to try to keep your grass Pokemon alive, so that way you can get your TMS Groupon online. Being able to chip away, especially with the 40, and then you boost it up to the 70, and then getting to the 120, your opponent should be damaged enough around where TMS Groupon can come in and then start to sweep up the game after that. And now here we have Mega Mawile EX, which I am really excited about in trying this 19 trainer deck. That's right, Mega Mawile basic, 170 HP, 2 energy, 1 metal, 1 colorless, heat up crunch for 60, but it gets plus 30 for each time that you attack, so this effect is stacked. So you'll go from 60 to 90 to 120, 150, 180, so on and so forth. So the name of the game is stay alive, right? And so just some clarifications here as we go through the deck. I'll just clarify that for you. We have just 1 Mega Mawile EX, 2 repels, 1 red card, 2 potions, 1 Sabrina, 1 red, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Pokemon Center Ladies, 1 Guzma, 1 Cyrus, 2 Adamants, 2 Seal Aprons, and then these will be the Metal Core Barriers, which do minus 50 damage and then gets discarded the next following turn. So this is what I like running. I'm excited to try this out and just keeping that. One of these might like just become a Rocky Helmet instead as well too, just to deal with the bird. But maybe we just say like if I see Oricorio, I'm going to try to repel away or Sabrina away and then just get my damage off that way. And if that doesn't work, you know, we move on, we move next, and that's okay. But for this style of deck, I am looking forward to just trying to switch off, get some my repels off or my Sabrinas off, heal, and then heal, right? Like sustain 20 with the potion, 30 with the Pokemon Center Lady, get that minus 10 and recover from poison or burns or whatever the case may be with the Steel Apron, get that minus 20 with the Adamant, get that minus 50 with the Metal Core Barrier here, ensure that they don't have anything that's going, and without another Pokemon for them to Sabrina or to Cyrus up, I'm getting my stacks, right? Like I'm just getting my stacks. So the cool part about this is that you just only need 1 Pokemon. So if you only pull 1 Mega Mawile, definitely can just run this and get these And I am super excited for the fact that AroundThaBen can actually be relevant here because I have so many of these full arts for it as well. Now here we have Mega Mawile if I was forced to play another Pokemon alongside it. So we're running 2 Mega Mawile EXs, 2 Honedge, 2 AG/, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Lyra, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, 1 AroundThaBen, 2 Steel Aprons, 1 Rocky Helmet, and the Lumberry here, we're going to count this as a Battle Core Berry just because that's just not in this deck builder here. This still can cook in terms of what you're trying to do because AG/ ups where your bottom baseline is. So what do I mean by that? Well, its Curse Metal ability allows you to deal plus 30 damage whether you are a Psychic or a Metal Pokemon for your attacking move. So instead of starting off at 60 damage with Mega Mawile, you are starting off at 90. Or if you have both of these AG/s up, you are starting at 120, and then your stack creeps goes up from there. So if they do Sabrina you, or they do ping your AG/ in the back and then Cyrus, well, you can just retreat and then attack for 90 again, right? Like you can then attack for 120 again. Like that's your start line. Yes, cool. Like you don't need to get to 300 damage in order to win the game. So being able to go 90, 120 just by itself, like it's 210 damage. That's incredible. And then you're going to attack for 150. And if they switch you back and you do 90, 120, and they switch you back and you do 90 again, that's still 300 damage, right? Like, so there's this idea that like I have to go all in for Mega Mawile with the support of AG/. You don't necessarily have to because your floor, your attacking floor is that much higher with the support of these two mons, which I really like. The Lyra here is just being cute. I just, you know, you can Lyra, you can Leaf, because it is just 2 energy, but I like, why not be able to like use this card and see it have some play. So now we have Galarian Obstagoon, which is a great card for 2 energy, 70 damage, but if there's any damage on your opponent's Pokemon, you'll do an additional 50, so really doing 2 energy for 120 damage. So what, just as a little side note, this is supposed to be like the basic for our Galarian Obstagoon. We just don't have those cards yet, so just putting that in here. What I really do like about this deck is that you're just kind of pinging along here, right? Like Chingling is like pinging for 10, so that way you can literally go into Galarian Obstagoon for free in the back. You have your other dark energy with Darkrai being able to ping and then therefore unleash that. So having 2 of these Galarian Obstagoons into your Darkrai is a great little piece here, or even Chingling into Galarian Obstagoon into second Galarian Obstagoon because you're still pinging with Darkrai in the back. It's crazy. Full list here, we have the red card, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Piers, which we actually should talk about because that is such a great supporter, 1 Cyrus, and 2 Copycats. With Piers as the supporter here, being able to also discard your opponent's energy, you're like taking 2 random energy off with this Piers card is phenomenal. So it not only slows your opponent down, you get to get some attack off, and therefore you get to survive a bit more because you need energy to attack, and therefore you can just continue to roll off. So proccing this ability to attack for 120 is going to be really nice, and I am most excited to play around with Galarian Obstagoon because you'll have type advantage against all these psychic decks that will be running around. And for our next deck, we have a Galarian Obstagoon variant here with Nihilego and DDD EX. So we actually just kind of like slotted Galarian Obstagoon into this Hydreigon build because it just works out really well. So we're cooking up in DDD EX. We have 2 the basics of the Galarian Obstagoon line, 1 Nihilego, 1 Mega Absol EX, 2 Galarian Obstagoons, 1 X Speed, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Piers, 1 Cyrus, 2 Copycats, 2 Poison Barbs. Piers being able again to just take away your opponent's energy is fantastic because even when you start with your basic for Galarian Obstagoon, you can just Rare Candy. Where's my Rare Candies? I'm gonna play around with I don't have my Rare Candies. We might then, you know what? We're gonna do this in real time because because how can we not go into this? So we might take out our X speed and probably take out a copycat for a double. There we go. That feels better. Now, like I was saying, even if you start with your basic line here, you Rare Candy, Instant Galarian, Obstagoon, and then you pierce them. Every time that they try to build up their energy, you hit them with the pierce. They can't do that, and therefore you can pop off, get the attack off with the 1 energy, go into your second energy, then deal 120, and that's pretty good. You start healing, you start poisoning them. You can attach the poison barb to your basic, and then evolve and be able to get that way. So this gives you a lot of lines of not only stacking their damage and weighing them down, but really prepping for this 120 big hitter. And since they have to get through 150 HP plus the constant heals from DDDEX, they are taking massive damage here, so that way your Absol can then clean up and get rid of any of their winning supporter plays, right? Like goodbye Sabrina, goodbye Cyrus, goodbye anything else, to really just kind of clear that out. So I think this is another powerful Mon here with Galarian Obstagoon. With the addition of Pierce of discarding, this could be another strong candidate of being a really strong dark archetype, because not only are you dealing massive damage, but you're also disrupting your opponent in multiple ways with special conditions, with disruption of their hand removal, and also with losing energy in order to attack. And now we switch over to Oricorio, the Firebird here, really just kind of slotting into some of these stronger decks. And then we actually kind of have a cook that like this could possibly work with, but you're just trying to use this as an additional red. So in Mega Blaziken, we're running 2 Torchic, 2 Oricorios, which again, Inspiring Dance, 10 energy. Your Pokemon will do plus 20 to your opponent's active the next turn. Mega Blaziken, 1 Heatmor, 1 Combuskin, 2 Rare Candy, 2 Pokeball, 1 Flame Patch, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Lily, 1 Cyrus, 2 Copycats. The name of the game is you are trying to build up to your Mega Blaziken, but what I really like about the Oricorio in here is that you're just getting more firepower out for your Mega Blaziken. You're whittling them down, you're not giving your opponent an opportunity to attack you back to then force you to have that 1 Lily in your hand here, right? But there's a lot of times, again, your Megas, if they lose, you lose the game. So if you are able to put pressure or to immediately knock out no matter what, if your opponent is running Steel Apron, or if your opponent is like curing the burn, being able to have like extra even 10 damage is quite a lot, right? But what I love about this is being able to Inspiring Dance. You have your Pokemon in the back, retreat, activate Flame Patch, and then attack, right? It's Flame Patch being able to be such an enabler, and even these like small bound decks here is really cool to see. And Mega Blaziken actually really does like having smaller basics. We've seen that with Furfrou, we see that with Heatmor. We've seen some folks try to run Chingling in this as well too, but Mega Blaziken does not mind having the non-EX up first before your Mega Blaziken goes in, right? Essentially, you really only need to have one out there to deal that damage. And now that you can boost it up to 160 damage because of the burn, that is really nice. And now we have this here, our Oricorio with EVEX. I actually really like this because you are increasingly putting out damage. And like that's what this really is. How high can we go in order to knock out some of these popular Pokemon? So we have 2 Oricorio, 2 Magby, 1 EVEX, 1 non-EX Flareon, 2 Eevee Evolutions, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Flame Patch, 2 Eevee Bags, 1 Sabrina, 1 Red, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Licia, 1 copy of Cyrus, and 1 Copycat. Now, ideal hand, and people just remember again, you do draw your God hand, you do draw your plays, you do end up getting the pieces that you need in your hand to be able to pull this off. But you can power things up with your Magby, and then in terms of your energy, then you go into your Oricorio, you're attacking with the Inspiration Dance, then you can attack it, you do 10 damage, and you can do 30 that following turn, and then continuously like apply that when you're ready to go into your Flareon EX here. Flareon EX now can attach an energy if it wasn't already ready for Magby, but you can use a Flame Patch for it. It already deals 130 damage. The Eevee Bags add an additional 20, 10 each, right? So now we're at 150. The Oricorio puts it at 170, and the red puts it at 190. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mega Altaria knocked out on the spot. That's huge. 190 damage coming from a stage 1 Pokemon. Yes, there are other cards that you gotta like play into it, but this is your combo deck. You are already looking to do a combo, so why not do the combo out to the fullest? And that's what this is all about. Literally, in pun fully intended, this is such an extreme amount of firepower, and like that's what makes it really great here. Like, I want to play this deck to see if I can max out on the damage and also win the game here. Like, this is a cool challenge for me. It's not going to be like, you know, like top of the meta or anything else like that, but it gives me a different and fun way to play with the Eevee deck and revitalize that kind of power here, right? Even being able to net 130 to 190 in a turn and anywhere in between then to really ensure that I get that knockout win, that's really great. And then being able to do 130 right after the fact is also going to put us in wonders here. Now we have Mimikyu EX, which is all about stalling here. So let's run it in Mega Altaria. That's right. We are looking at 2 Mimikyu EX, 2 Mega Altaria EX, 1 Clefairy, 2 Indeedee EX, 2 Swablu, 1 Altaria, 2 Pokeball, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Cyrus, 2 Rocky Helmets, and 2 Peculiar Plazas. So Peculiar Plaza allows us to have 2 retreat costs less for all of our psychic Pokemon. In here, Mimikyu is the only one with 2, but that allows us to free retreat into it. If we have 2 of these out, we can then retreat back and forth to really pop off with the disguise. When you come into play, first hit that you get is nullified, and then you can get damage after that, which is really great. You have 2 of them, you can flip-flop back and forth. Well, you are just building up your Mega Altaria in the back. And because Mega Altaria is going to smack your opponent for 130 HP because your bench just needs to be filled in order to get that. And if you're playing Mega Altaria, you are consistently getting that bench filled. That's really great. It's just a matter of finding your card and having not only 1, but like 2 versions of Mimikyu here, right? Like allowing you to find those pieces and get there is going to be great. Having double Indeedee is also kind of nice, just to continue the healing here. And then if Mimikyu goes down, that's okay. Like that, like it did its job. It allowed you to go into your Mega Altaria. It allowed you to get your double healing going. And I kind of like adding in the Clefairy here. Its ability allows you to discard it to remove any tools that your opponent may have. So we put our Mega Altaria, we put the Clefairy on the bench. When we're ready to use it, get rid of their Poison Barb, Rocky Helmet, Giant Cape, Metal Core Barrier, what else they might be running, Steel, anything that affects our game plan of hitting them for 130 and nothing happening to us. Clefairy make sure that makes it possible. I really do like adding in the Rocky Helmet for a free damaging hit, because they not only do they have to hit us in order for them to break our disguise, they also have to take minus 20 damage with it as well too. And so that was 13 decks, folks, but I have 2 more. We obviously can't play these 2 day 1 because we have to wait for the promo cards to come out, but we have here Medicham EX. So don't mind these 2 cards. This is going to be our Meditite and our Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham for 3 energy, 1 fighting. You need to have a psychic energy to get a plus 40 damage to it, and its ability allows you just to attack regardless of effects or abilities of the Pokemon. So things like Oricorio, you're attacking. If they put the effect where they can hide, you can break through that. You know, you can hit through the disguise of Mimikyu EX. So whatever the opponent has, you're still attacking for at least 100 damage. So that being said, let's go through this deck list. We have Indeedee EX here, 2 Giratina EX, 2 Meditite, 2 Mega Medicham EX, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Sabrina, 1 Red, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Dawns, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, 2 Rocky Helmets, and 1 Giant. We're running all EXs in this deck because we don't have to worry about Oricorio anymore, so that's really great here. Name of the game, build up your energy for Mega Medicham and then just attack, right? You can do that through attaching your fighting energy and then getting your Giratinas online through their generation here. That's for being able to generate your energy. Then you don it up. Now you have the 140 damage. You can hit for 160 for those who are trying to run a cape, and then you just start attacking. It's just really great. Very linear here. Very easy to do. Very easy to think about. I build up my Mega Metachan. I build up my energy on the bench. I don up my energy, and then I start attacking, and then I heal. So your main hitter is your Mega Metachan. Now you can convince me to do fighting and psychic as a double energy in this deck because you do have colorless here for Giratina. You can then sometimes proc being able to attack with the DDEX. So I'm not upset if this is like a dual energy deck because Mega Metachan only needs one fighting energy and the other two it needs is colorless. So I'll test it out. But we make sure that we have the Dawn there for also early advantage in terms of attacking, because if we have turn 1 energy, we attach the energy to, meta type, we evolve, attach second energy, Dawn up the third energy, then we can start attacking and feel pretty good after that as well too. So I'm actually really excited for this promo. Being able to run an all EX deck without having to worry about Oricorio, it just feels really great. And now finally we are ending off here with Metacham EX. This is the all fighting deck. We're actually not going to try to proc its ability to be able to deal 140 damage if we have one psychic attached, because we have enough boosted energy here in order to still clear things out. And so what do I mean by that? We're running 2 Riolus, obviously our 2 Metatites and our 2 Mega Metachans as our replacements for these cards right here. And then we have our 2 Lucarios, 1 Hitmontop, 1 X Speed, 1 red card, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Pokeballs, 1 May, 1 Cyrus, 1 Copycat, 2 Rocky Helmets. Between Rocky Helmets, between your Hitmontop, between chipping away with Riolu or getting that boosted attack with your Lucario, you're still able to do some good damage. If you get your 2 Lucarios out there, then you're looking at 140 damage right there. Your Hitmontop is not only attacking the active, you're also attacking the bench. We're trying to make sure that we're getting our cards through Copycat and we're getting our cards through May. The Rocky Helmet is also taking damage from there. So you're no longer doing just 100 damage. You are doing through the support of this and doing more, right? Like at least 120, 140, or your opponent has been weakened to the point where even clearing for just 100 is going to be okay. I like this. This feels safe. You can just be able to attack, and you can attack with your other mons too before going into the Mega Metachan, again continually to chip away at your opponent for you to be able to secure the win. Now, I do know that like with Psychic Energy, you still have to support that, right? In order to be able to get it, unless you run dual energy and then you're kind of nervous of whether or not you're ever going to get a thing. Yes, I've played games where I've gotten just Psychic Energy in a row or just fighting energy in a row, and it's the worst feeling when you just can't get the one energy that you need. So trying to go all fighting and boosting up my attack in other ways can make this still hit hard, which is what I was trying to secure in here by really just going all out for consistency in this deck. But let me know, especially in the comments, what do you think of this? Is the drawback of not getting that plus 40 from the Psychic Energy worth the consistency that we see here? If it is, let me know down below. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. But there we have it, folks. That is 15 decks ready to go for the release of this set. Let me know if you are interested in trying any of these out, and if you do, let me know how it goes. If not, let me know in the comment section what you will be playing once you get your hands on the new cards. As always, y'all, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.